Imagine an empire so vast, it covered 3 continents, holding nearly 40% of the entire human population under one banner. This wasn't just a kingdom, it was the world's first true superpower. Most people know the name Persia from Hollywood movies or ancient myths, but the true story is far more incredible. Sitting at the heart of the Silk Road, Persia was the ultimate bridge between the East and the West, the place where the silk of China met the glass of Rome and the gold of Egypt. From the golden sands of the ancient world to the modern streets of Tehran, this is the complete history of Persia. Story begins in 550 BC with a man who changed the definition of leadership, Cyrus the Great. He united the Median and Persian tribes to forge the Achaemenid Empire. Unlike the brutal conquerors of his time, Cyrus was a visionary. When he took Babylon, he didn't burn it. He entered in peace, freeing enslaved people and allowing them to return home. His legacy is captured on the Cyrus cylinder, a clay artifact often hailed as the world's first charter of human rights. Following him, Darius the Great turned this massive territory into a masterpiece of administration. He carved the Behistun inscription into a cliffside to declare his legitimacy and built the Royal Road, a 1,500-mile highway that allowed the world's first postal service to deliver mail across the empire in just 7 days. He also began the construction of Persepolis, a city of stone giants, grand staircases, and golden gates designed to show the world that Persia was the center of the universe. But this expansion eventually led to a collision with the Greek city-states. You've heard of the legendary battles at Marathon, Salamis and Thermopylae, where the elite Persian immortals faced the Spartan phalanx. While these wars are often told from the Greek perspective, for the Persians, they were just border conflicts at the edge of a massive war. However, these wars eventually set the stage for a young, ambitious general from Macedonia, Alexander the Great. In 33 BC, Alexander achieved the impossible, defeating Darius III and torching the palace of Persepolis. It was the end of a dynasty, but for the Persian spirit, it was only the beginning of a long cycle of rebirth. Alexander conquered the land, but as history would show, he could never truly conquer the culture. After Alexander's early death, his empire fractured, allowing the Persian heartland to rise once more. First came the Parthians, fierce nomadic horsemen who became the Roman Empire's greatest nightmare. They perfected the Parthian Shot, a deadly tactic where archers fired arrows backward while retreating at full gallop, a move that left Roman legions in ruins. But the true cultural revival arrived with the Sassanids in 224 AD. This was the peak of ancient Persian prestige, an era ruled by the faith of fire, Zoroastrianism. This ancient religion taught the eternal struggle between Asha, the truth, and Druj, the lie. The Sassanids were masters of architecture and intellect, building the Tak Kasra, the largest single-span brick arch in the world, and founding the Academy of Gondishapur, where scholars from Greece, India, and China gathered to share knowledge. However, in the 7th century, The world shifted on its axis. Arab armies, carrying the new banner of Islam, swept across the Iranian plateau. The Sassanid throne fell, but a strange phenomenon occurred. The Arabs conquered the land, but Persian culture conquered the conquerors. As the people embraced Islam, they didn't abandon their identity, they refined it. This sparked the Islamic Golden Age, a period where the world's intellectual center shifted to the Persian East. This was also the era of the Persian Garden, a design meant to mirror paradise on earth, influencing everything from the Taj Mahal to the gardens of Spain. But this period of enlightenment was brutally interrupted in the 13th century. From the east came the Mongol hordes of Genghis Khan. It was an apocalypse. Libraries were burned, irrigation systems were destroyed, and entire cities were wiped off the map. Yet, even the Mongols could not resist the Persian charm. Within a few generations, the Mongol rulers converted to Islam, began speaking Persian, and became the greatest patrons of Persian art and architecture. This resilience proved that the Persian identity was not tied to a single crown or king, but was an indestructible force of nature that could absorb its enemies and turn them into protectors of the very culture they once sought to destroy. From the ashes of the Mongol and Timurid invasions rose the Safavids in 1501. This dynasty redefined the nation, establishing its modern borders and making Shia Islam the official state religion, which created a unique identity distinct from the neighboring Ottoman Empire. The Safavid peak was reached under Shah Abbas the Great, who transformed the city of Isfahan into a global jewel. It was called Nesf-e Jahan, or half the world, because of its immense beauty, featuring the massive Naksha Jahan Square and mosques covered in intricate turquoise tiles. This was the era of the great Persian silk trade and the creation of carpets so complex they were considered works of fine art. For a brief moment, Persia was once again the cultural and economic envy of the world. As we move into the 20th century, the story becomes one of modernization and tension. The Pahlavi dynasty took power with the goal of dragging the nation into the modern age at lightning speed. In 1935, they requested that the international community use the name Iran, the land of the Aryans, instead of the Greek-given name Persia. They built the Trans-Iranian Railway, unveiled women, and expanded industry. But this rapid change often clashed with the country's deep religious and traditional roots. The internal pressure, combined with foreign interference over Iran's vast oil reserves, led to the 1979 revolution. This earth-shaking event turned the ancient monarchy into an Islamic Republic, fundamentally changing Iran's relationship with the West and the global political landscape. Today, Iran is a land of deep and fascinating contrasts. It is a place where 2,500-year-old ruins like Pasar Gadai sit within driving distance of high-tech laboratories and bustling modern metros. It is a country of young, tech-savvy citizens who still quote 13th century poets by heart. Whether it is the flavor of saffron in a traditional dish, the intricate geometric patterns in a mosque, or the stubborn preservation of a language that has survived a dozen invasions, the legacy of Cyrus and Darius is alive. If you found this journey through the ages inspiring, make sure to hit the subscribe button And join us as we continue to uncover the most fascinating untold stories of our world. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next chapter of history.